Yo, did you just see that? Play that again. Bruh. Yo, what is going on YouTube? Too Shiny here. Now before I begin the video, I want to ask every single one of you guys to subscribe to the channel. If you're already subscribed, make sure and double check that you're still subscribed. Also like the video, share this video, and also click the bell down below to make sure you get all notifications on new videos posting in the future. There's something about fighting games that I personally fell in love with in the PlayStation 4 era. I didn't really care for fighting games before the PlayStation 4, but for some reason this gen has brought some really good fighters. Not to say that there weren't good fighters before, but for some reason this generation I focus on fighting games more than I normally would. For starters, Brawlhalla was one of the first brawlers that I ever tried in 2016, no pun intended. Before that, I was playing a little bit of Injustice, but that's another story. Brawlhalla made me become accustomed to playing 2D fighters, because before that, I hated two-dimensional fighting games. I just wasn't good at them. Brawlhalla allowed me to see that anybody can get good at fighting in two-dimensional games, if we just give it a try. Now, I'm an exceptional Brawlhalla player, and I pretty much can hold my own in 2v2. Boy, if you don't... But that one's still up for debate. 2D fighters are sometimes intimidating, but if you focus on learning as you fight, your odds of winning are going to be greatly increased. Off the top of my head, I believe King of Fighters has one of the best presentations I've ever seen in a fighting game. All characters have their own unique movesets that allows you to experiment with each character that best suits your own playstyle. I try to use characters that have easier moves in real battles, and sometimes in practice, I try to use characters with harder moves. With all this being said, you still have to have real skill and a decently working controller. Otherwise, you'll mess up. You're going to need both in order to defeat even the CPU. If you aren't nice at these type of games, even the computer will give you trouble. But one thing I find annoying about 2D fighters is that there's no jump button. This creates a big problem when you're trying to pull off a combo that requires you to press a combination that usually makes you jump on its own, but it's supposed to help you complete a combo combination. Generally speaking, I had no real issues pulling off their ultimate attacks during practice, but the hard part is doing it in a real fight. You don't have these issues in 3D fighters such as Tekken, Naruto Storm, and even Dragon Ball Z Kakarot. 3D fighting is what I'm normally used to, since I didn't really play 2D fighters before the PlayStation 4. Back then, I tried Tekken 3 on PS1, but I was too little to play competitively on that level. I mostly played Naruto Storm on PlayStation 3, and I loved it. 3D fighters allow for free movement that isn't on rails, where you can only move forward and backwards. Also, 3D fighters also allow for ground combat. That was just one example of how ground combat can punish an opponent if they just so happen to get knocked down in the fight. It's kind of hard to get back up and fight when someone keeps on kicking you while you're still down on the ground. But seriously, I absolutely enjoyed 3D fighters because they also teach you how to focus on your surroundings. Because if you hit a wall, you might fall through and the opponent might get more damage on you. I didn't really understand how to parry well in these games because it takes tremendous focus to be able to block at the perfect time to pull off the parry. 3D fighters force you to focus on defense as well as offense. Now it's hard to say if 3D is better than 2D and vice versa. Honestly, both have some pretty cool components to them that allow more responsive and immersive combat. But I give these both a tie. They both have their own quirks and things to them, but they're both good in their own ways. 2D is more focused on the combat itself. 3D combat allows for some of the same fighting ideals to exist, while at the same time allowing the player to traverse the environment completely and fully. Man, if you haven't tried any fighting game at this point, at least try Brawlhalla. I swear, you won't regret it. It's free on PlayStation Store, and I think it's on the marketplace for Xbox One. It downloads very quickly, so you don't have to wait very long. Well, thank you guys for watching the video, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Make sure you subscribe, like, and hit the bell for more notifications, as I said in the beginning of the video. See you guys later. God bless.